Hi all, I want to talk to you a little bit about literature review today. Okay, so we're going to start this week thinking about specific terms about literature review, and we're going to continue to do that throughout the semester. The goal here is to develop little by little this kind of informational piece, which is the literature review for your research, right? We now started to talk about and kind of articulate pretty well the purposes of your research, the statement of the problem, and the research questions. And now we need to become more informed about these ideas that we have, right? This hope to develop this project, that it can be in informational literacy or in motivation or in a curriculum or in kind of developing a new method book, right? Whatever it is. We need the role of the literature review is to both inform the readership, right? Who's going to be reading what you write, as well as inform ourselves as researchers, so that I know about the kinds of things that I'm trying to develop, and then I can focus them in a particular way. Right, so that's a very important part of the literature review because, of course, there's millions of things written about motivation, millions of things written about curriculum in the middle school or in, about methods books and so forth and so on. But you need to have a particular take on it. Right? You need to engage with this thinking about in a particular way that you are going to do that is unique and that helps you to kind of shape the parameters of what you are going to research. So if you remember, you look back at the research class, and we started in the first couple of weeks by looking at how we do some research online, how we go to the library, how do we look at articles and journals, right? You're going to start and you're going to use JSTOR to continue to find these things, and each week from now until the end of the semester. This week you're going to start with 4 articles, but then each week, obviously not during the break, but the rest of the weeks you're going to add 2 articles that you're going to find, you're going to read them, you're going to kind of try to digest what's in there, and you're going to take what serves, what fits you. Right, and this involves a process of first of finding the articles, looking for it, and you can use particular keywords to help you to do that. Right, you can use motivation in music, motivation and intrinsic, right? So for instance, if you're talking about motivation. The important thing is that you start paying attention to this, and the more you read, the more you're going to know, and the more that's going to help you to research and to do your search properly. Right, so we started by doing this. You go to JSTOR, and you're going to continue to do that. And then we did an annotative bibliography. Right, you look at a couple of articles, you got their titles, and then you did a summary of what the article is. Now we're taking this to another step. So you're taking all this in preparation. For instance, this week, the 4 that you looked at, new articles that you're going to look at, right? Not the ones that you already done, but new articles that you're going to look at. And you're going to basically write a paper about that, right? The paper is this first attempt is going to be about 1,000 words, and then we're going to continue to add little by little each week. And in these 1,000 words, you're going to organize, what it is that you're trying to develop in some ways. In order to help you with that, I posted on Blackboard 2 literature reviews. Okay, the 2 actually colleagues of yours that are doing their thesis right now and engaged in that process of literature review. One of them is talking about this issue of El Sistema, and the other one is talking about music camps. And you're going to see that both of them, what's important to notice is a couple of things, right? The first thing that is important to notice is that they go from kind of big picture to very focused element, or from a very focused element to a big picture, right? So for instance, El Sistema ends with the kind of a history of El Sistema, a critique of El Sistema, and a connection between El Sistema in Guatemala, which is the object of the study. But it starts much bigger. It starts with this idea of critical theory, what it is. It goes then into critical pedagogy, and then goes into critical literacy. And that critical literacy is a really significant piece of how the research is going to be focusing what this person has now, the data that that person has collected about this orchestra, right? So the literature review links this kind of theory, this kind of a set of ideas, what other people have done, what they discovered, in this case, the idea of critical literacy, and the El Sistema, right? The other side, you see camp, and R is trying to link the idea of community of practice and camps. Right? Those things come about as you read and as you discover more about your own topic. but you see that there is a link of them, and what you see is a really kind of nice paper that informs the reader about the research that we're about to engage with, right? But it informs you about the kind of what people have talked about, what they have said about the issue that you're interested in, that you're going to research in the future. All right, so this is really important, and so pay attention to how they organize this and how they outline that literature review, because that's going to be the model for you to follow. Obviously, you're going to find your own patterns, your own ideas, your own themes, your own key things as you read and as you try to organize this in a clear manner. Before we go, I want you to pay attention also to this, that you're going to see that the text follows a particular pattern, right? So you're going to see that you have, in one way, each time there's a balance between what the authors are saying, you, right, what you're saying, what that's kind of a little bit of what the people that you've read, right, the direct quotations, like specific text that you took out of these articles and you placed because you thought that they were really important. Right, so there's a balance between what you write, what you paraphrase, which is accommodating what others have said in your own words, and then some direct quotations. Right, this the literature review, with these 4 articles that you're going to start this week, should not be a collection of direct quotations, things that you've taken from the book, from the authors, from the journals, from the articles, and placed in your paper. Right, it should not be that. It should really be a mix of the two. But you're going to see also that you're going to use a lot of citations, and these 2 samples show that. So they talked about the issue of communities of practice and how communities of practice are developed through social interactions. And then, they cite the person that said that. Or they say, according to person X, let's say Schmidt, and then they put the year of the article, 2013, and then they do blah, 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 blah. And if you have a direct quotation, also, obviously, you also put the specific page number where that came from, right? I put also a sample of the citation, the reference, in the in Blackboard, right? So take a look at that. Go to Crasswell as well, and take a look at how Crasswell organizes and thinks about the idea of the literature review, how it's supposed to be organized, what does it look like, where how do we connect to references, to sources, right? All those kinds of things. So this is a bit of your own work, and then we're going to send that out. We're going to send the list of the articles that you organized by Wednesday, and then this first attempt, this first kind of 3-page paper, starting your literature review, we're going to send and share to everybody via email on Sunday, this coming Sunday, next Sunday. Okay, then we have a break, and then we come back. When we come back, we have Janet Barrett here from University of Illinois. I guarantee you that her workshops will be fantastic. She is very prepared and very kind of committed to this thinking about curriculum and kind of innovation and curriculum in a very hands-on manner. So I think that you'll have a really great time with her. And our class of that week will revolve a little bit about that process. Okay, so look forward to seeing you and getting some of your material this week. Bye-bye.